Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday with me, Ryan, aka Sifu Messiah. This is a weekly show which covers everything from the world of Star Citizen over the past week. Links can be found in the description for anything we discussed during the show, so let's get on with it. So, with the absence of Chris Roberts, who was at South by Southwest, it was left to the producers, who are Travis Day and Darian Volek, to answer the 10 questions. Now, I didn't answer them all, as a lot of them are not gameplay orientated or anything really that interesting that we need. But the first question was, it's quite a confusing one, if convoys were attacked on a regular basis and a mission was generated for a player to provide an escort, is it possible for pirates to decide whether getting the extra manpower in is worth the cost, at the same time generating a mission for a player to assist in an attack, and at the same time could two missions interact, causing a PvP engagement to happen? Now, I think generally that means if you are a pirate and you take a job to attack a trading lane or freighters, or a particular freighter for instance, and then another pirate has got the same job to attack the same freighter, would this cause PvP between both pirates? Which generally it would, but the answer is that the ecosystem is the main driver for what you will encounter as you fly around in space, or the space between the planets. It's responsible for creating the trade routes and what is on the trade route. So let's say if a demand for ore became really important in a certain system, then you'll see more freighters, more miners, more people come into the system to get the jobs. And it says if a demand for a commodity soars, then trade will increase, and pirates will also seek opportunities to steal the freight. And those pirates, a lot in themselves, will cause jobs for escorts to come and support the freighters. So it's a constant evolving ecosystem. It says if there are two or more pirates, then yes, you would have PvP or PvE with the other pirates. If you are a pirate and you took a job to go and attack a specific freighter and another pirate suddenly appeared for the same job, then you could either work together to attain the same goal and share the profit, or you can go head to head with each other, probably run the risk of losing the freighter while you're doing this, and then try and take the freighter on afterwards. So it's going to be a dangerous world for a pirate. With that said, so the next question is, will there be player-run radio stations? And Chris Roberts has said something about this before. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I think it was along the lines of, yes, he wants to see, eventually anyway, things like fan-made radio stations. I would love to do something like that, but it would require a hell of a lot of work. But yeah, Darian, he said, they didn't really talk too much about the subject matter, but Darian did say that he would like to take an 890 jump and turn it into a floating interplanetary nightclub, which goes from system to system, where you get, you buy tickets and then you can dance around on his ship. But yeah, it did say they're not on the initial launch, and also there'll be a whole slew of content management with music and so forth. But in my opinion, this is a great way to make fun music. There's so many people out there that can play instruments. There may be even a whole band who love Star Citizen. So the fact is, if you own a radio, if you create a radio station in fiction, I can guarantee there'll be bands or people showing, in fiction music to what they think it will sound like 900 years in the future, and then you can sit in your cockpit, flick the radio onto your favourite show, listen to a few like ultra modern music. They may even create a whole new style of music or genre of music just through Star Citizen. Anyway, third question is, will there be co-op versus AI for the release of the FPS module? And it's a simple answer is no. There is no AI versus co-op in the first person module. It is just player v player, PvP. They did say it's down on the list as it's very, very high priority. They said the stats for Arena Commander is 80% of people playing it play single player or co-op Vandal Swarm. So there is a demand for the single player, or for co-op versus AIs, and it will come. It's bound to come. It'll be great for, for organisations to train with. Anyway, next question after that is, will there be a stock market in the Precision universe for, say, like corporations and all these big companies that we hear about, ship manufacturers and so on? And I mean, I would be very interested in that. But Darian and Travis did say that it would be really cool to invest in the PU corporations. There's lots of risk to keep it fair with, people taking advantage, or basically they just said other devs working on the game could take advantage of it. But to be honest, I'm sure they'll put something in there that'll stop that. They did say it was an idea that has been tossed around. An example Travis gave was maybe, you get a message from Origin Jumpworks saying you need to come in and collect your dividends. It would be really cool, a good way to make money or invest. Anyway, next question is, will there be a possibility of using other tools, for example mining tools, as weapons, maybe power tools for engineers in the engine room? And Travis explains that you cannot say to what depth, because we don't know what tools will be in the the persistent universe. You know, you can't really say, well, yeah, there'll be a drill, you can use a drill, because we don't know if there'll be a drill or not. The POR, or the personal arc welder, has a heat factor to it for welding, obviously. And so if you apply that heat to a person, it most likely will hurt them in some fashion. So generally, it's likely to happen, but it's not been fleshed out yet, but they wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. So that would be cool. You know, if you're in the engine room, if you're an engineer for a ship, maybe you're not allowed to carry weapons, you're working away on a ship, and then you notice someone is boarding, or someone has boarded you, and you manage to hide with your arc welder. If you can get up behind them, you can probably use the arc welder to take them out. So it would be nice to see them in there. So the last question I've chosen was to do with internal cockpit decorations, and whether we'll be able to have personalised logos in specific. And they went on to explain that one of the stretch goals is cockpit decoration, so things like fluffy dice or dye, bobbleheads, snow globes, and all these sort of things. And we did hear about this in one of the very, very early stretch goals. But as way of personalised decoration like banners or slogans, it has not been confirmed yet. They say the ship decor system will be similar to the ship itself, where you'll have, say, 4 slots in your cockpit to put decor up in these 4 sort of slots. It's not necessarily going to be 4, I'm sure there'll be many more, but there's no clear answer to it, so fingers crossed we'll be able to put our own little posters up. Anyway, that's 10 for the producers. Let's get on to Around the Verse. So, in Around the Verse episode 36 this time, we started with the Empire Report, and here it is.
On the next Empire Report, augmented limbs. More and more popular, but where is the source genetic material coming from? The answer may shock you, and...
Stranded for days. A harrowing tale of survival as one hauler's emergency beacon went unanswered. Learn what you can do to protect yourself. Plus...
It's been rumored to be in the works for years, but is the Black Jacket reunion tour finally going to happen? We got the dirt, baby.
All that and more on the latest Empire Report at 2200 SET.
Very, very cool. Be nice to know a backstory about augmented limbs. We know it's going to happen. If you lose an arm, you can get a new limb, a mechanical limb fitted. Very cool. Stranded in space. That sounds like a cool story. I'd read something like that, because it would be something that would be, I think, cool to happen. Obviously not for a very long period of time, because you'll be stuck there, but very, very cool ideas. And Black Jacket reunion, no idea what that means. If someone knows what that is, or if they've seen it on Reddit or anything, let me know. So, started off by saying the South by Southwest was a success on the Geek stage, and they won the most anticipated crowdfunding award, or crowdfunded award, which is kind of obvious. They're bound to, aren't they, because it's an incredible project. But from there, we just went straight into news from around the verse, and the first thing from Santa Monica CIG is they've got 3 ships in the pipeline. It was the Merlin, the Freelancer, and the Herald. And they're also working on the weapon and mount standardization, which is what we got the big design post on last week or the week before. So to do with the Merlin, they specified about the Merlin. It's a lightweight interceptor. It's the snub fighter that you find attached within your constellation. It said it gives a good punch, or it packs a good punch, but it cannot take too many hits. So it's quick, it's nimble, and it can really deal some damage. You know, it's basically, if you're getting attacked in a constellation, it's another way of relieving the pressure from the constellation and having something else to take the flak, or, you know, deal the flak. But yeah, it can't take too much damage, so be careful, be quick, don't stop moving. Movement is life. So they did say it's made by Kruger, which is not anything to do with the Constellation. It's a separate manufacturer, a new ship manufacturer. Well, it's been around, obviously, since the Constellation was around, but they say that we'll see more ships from them in the future. This is probably their entry-level ship to start with. They say the shape had to change to fit all the components in, which is why they've readdressed it. Currently, it's in grey boxing, and they said that the inspiration was from the Ford Mustang car and Lamborghinis as sort of design inspiration anyway. So yeah, obviously the Freelancer and Herald are still in the pipeline. The Freelancer we know has been released, it's hangar ready, but there are still some issues with it. I've had a walk around one recently and I can see where these issues are, so hopefully they'll sort it out. It is actually one of my favourite ships. I do love the Freelancer, so I'm hoping they'll do a good job with it. So from there we went to Ilphonic, and they explained that after packs they're frantically getting the FPS release ready, which is coming soon. We know it is hopefully next month, I believe. They've been working on the recharge station for the energy weapons, which is where you'll reload your ammo count sort of with your energy weapons or recharge it. It's a wireless recharge weapon, so you just I assume you just stand in the area. They're improving the zero-G movement, as you probably saw in PAX East. It was a bit clunky, a bit unusual. We see the direction they're going, and it looks amazing, but it does need a lot of tweaking to make it more natural, more realistic. So the REC for Arena Commander will work for FPS. I don't know if we've had this confirmed before, but if you earn rental equipment credits in Arena Commander, it will travel over to your FPS, so you can use the credits you earn in Arena Commander to buy weapons, attachments for shooting in FPS. Very cool. So Austin, Texas, the CIG branch, Persistent Universe, they are working on the sculpture decor for Terra. They are creating a solar panel prop for the space stations, which are being designed now, and it's supposed to be very giant or very big, like the radar, which we heard about a while ago. These are just props that I don't know if they'll have a proper function. They may do, but they're just mainly to look the part, I think. So they have programmers working on the mining gameplay, and hopefully they said they'll have a prototype soon on all the mining roles. So very cool, very excited for that. They mentioned about the South by Southwest video that we all saw on the RSI site. I showed it on the last 2 videos I've done. The intro it's sort of an intro for non-Star Citizen fans. So they have a lot of the old footage that we've all obviously seen before, just to show the old fans what it's all about, plus the new footage which we've never seen before and looks fantastic. Lots of first-person environments and very cool. I really cannot wait to get on the social module. So from there we went to Foundry 42, and he was just talking about the thrusters, saying they did the first pass on the Gladiator thrusters last week. This is for the effects, the visual effects of the thruster, and they say basically whenever they create a thruster effect, they have to go through all the fiction, all the lore and the design elements, and then create the effects, because obviously posts in the past from the writers may give some clues as to how these effects may look, and so they need to make sure they're on top of that, because guaranteed we will correct them if they're not. So it's a big job by the sounds of it. But anyway, that was news from around the verse. The interview, Ryan Archer hosted the interview, as I think James Pugh was probably busy, and he interviewed Jason Hutchins, who is the senior game producer. So if you want to see what he has to say, check out the video. And the most valuable post is a game ideas thread on the forums, and it's called the Hadrian Convention, which is to protect healers and medics on the battlefield while they're trying to heal people. It's like a convention to have a unity where nobody attacks the healers and the medics. Very nice. I've not read it myself, but I will definitely check that out. It sounds interesting. The organisation of choice was Deep Space Disco, who are not bothered about combat. They're not bothered about anything else other than dancing, partying and discoing in the verse. If that sounds good to you, there'll be a link in the description if you want to join them. From there, we went back to Sandi, who was doing her flight school, and this is lesson 4 now, and it's focusing on the HUD and the user interface, and basically how you manage the different systems using your HUD. Now, it looks like it's been updated for 1.1, as I expect Zane was playing on 1.1. There was a lot of information there that I'd not even noticed. Whether or not it was new or not, I have played with the HUD a lot myself, but it looks very cool. It looks like you've got new keys, the 1, 2, 3 button, and the numpad 8, 4, 6, and 2 buttons to quickly swap between power management and your shield direction. Very useful, and I really cannot wait to start playing around with it and just getting it used, getting used to it, so when we come into the Persistent Universe we'll be efficient with it. Very, very nice to see them putting some final details down on that. So Friday is the new jump point will be coming out, and it is the Retaliator issue. So the sneak peek is, it looks like pirate armor, but I can't be sure. It's just some very, very high fidelity detail armor. Very nice. I'm not sure if this is something we'll see in FPS module. The first off, I think we've seen the FPS armor that's available for for the FPS module. Whether or not this will be available then, I don't know. It could just be armor for the down the road. Anyway, tell me your thoughts on everything mentioned. I am genuinely interested and I read all the comments. I also try to reply to all the comments, but sometimes they may get missed in the competition entries, which I do not reply to, but I like and I do read. So let me know your thoughts. So over the weekend, 1.1 was released. You were required to uninstall the previous files you had on 1.1 and then reinstall everything again. It took me a good 8 hours to get it all done, but it's here, and that's what's important. So with 1.1, you get the Retaliator in hangar, you get the Gladius in flight with the new damage tech, the new rental equipment credits, the new manual on Arena Commander, the sim pod which you use to access Arena Commander. There's new character animations which look amazing, and you can now go prone. Plus, under the hood is the 64-bit conversion, and loads more going on. So I'm not going to go into too much depth as I will do some videos on 1.1, starting with the Retaliator. We'll do a full-on walk around with the Retaliator and then show the Gladius and its damage, and show you how to use the rental equipment credits as well. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I did try to live stream last night, and to everyone who joined me there, thank you very much. It was great to have you all chatting away, regardless of the 1 to 3 frames per second I was achieving. So thank you again. It would appear that my internet and my setup, I think, is not up to scratch, but as of sort of next week, I shall be receiving a brand new setup. So apart from the internet, I hope to do more live streaming in the future. So be sure to follow me on Twitch at SuperMacBrothers Ryan. I shall generally just cover all the new updates and maybe just have a little play around and chat, grab some beers, and we can all have a good time. So, as you all know, thanks to Robert, we are giving away an Origin Jumpworks 315 game package, and to stand a chance of winning this, you were asked to comment below in last week's Star Citizen Sunday with a joke. I have to say this was my favourite giveaway, as I only asked you for a joke because I just literally couldn't think of a better question to be answered. But it really paid off, as now there's about 300 plus jokes in last week's comments, so seriously, go back and check some of the jokes. They were some really awesome ones. Anyway, only one can win, and the winner is Slipperpixels. And his joke was, knock knock, who's there? Chesterfield. Chesterfield who? Chesterfield and my legs, so I slapped him. And as a bonus joke, why did the monkey fall out of the tree? Because it was dead. Very, very cool. Very good jokes. Well done, Slipperpixels. You are the new proud owner of the Origin Jumpworks 315p. I will be in contact with you very shortly. And so in regards to future giveaways, we're going to take a little break for a while, as we've given away probably around 20 ship packages over the past few weeks. We do still intend to do giveaways. Maybe not once a week, we're going to more likely do them once a month. These giveaways are all thanks to Robert Smith, who is a subscriber and a patron of ours. And without him, there would be far fewer giveaways, as we just cannot afford them ourselves. So thank you so much, Robert. Inevitably, they had to slow down sometime, as it's not possible to continue them forever. So again, a massive, massive thank you to Robert for all the ship packages you have provided. Now, we are giving away Hangar Flare over on our Twitter account at SuperMacBrother, no S on the end, to thank our Twitter followers for following. So currently, we're giving away the Taketsu Gladius model. Now, this isn't the actual Gladius ship. It is the little model you see in the glass cabinets to celebrate the release of 1.1. So be sure to head over there and follow us, as there will be more to come. Again, thanks to Robert, because this is all his flair that we're giving away. So also this week we have a new Meet the Devs. This time it was Jeremy Masker, who is the Director of Game Operations. There was another op.net post named Man Turrets, and I am still yet to read this, but if you follow the fiction and the lore, there will be a link below. We saw a new fan spotlight. This time it's volume 4 of wallpapers. I have the Van Gogh style Karak wallpaper at the moment, as it's pretty cool, although it doesn't really fit my screen too well. The next 3 posts were all focused on the release of Arena Commander 1.1.0. The first, titled 1.1 is live, tells us all about what 1.1 has to offer. It also has links to purchase the Retaliator and the Gladius if you are wanting to buy those ships. There's a link to a new Arena Commander manual as well, so you can get up to speed on what's new. Also instructions on how to land, take off, and all things that you need to know in that regard. I will cover this in a video sometime if you don't want to read it all. If you do, there will be a link in the description for you. It also gives instructions on how rental equipment credits will work, but again, I will cover this in a separate video later on within the coming weeks. So the second post for 1.1 is how to install it. It sounded like they had some problems as usual, but I waited till the next day and mine worked fine without an issue. If you're having issues, check the post out. It will give you good instructions, plus there's forum posts on the RSI forums to tell you, troubleshooting type of posts. The final 1.1 post is all about the Retaliator. Again, I will do a full in-depth look at the Retaliator and let you know what my opinion is on it, and also the ideas on what roles this beast will be well suited to. It will likely be the first of my 1.1 videos, so be sure to subscribe, etc, etc, etc. And the final post is for RSI subscribers only. It is the new jump point, which is now available to read, and its focus is on the Retaliator. So yet again, we have come to the end of the show. I just want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers and a massive thank you to all our patrons. You are truly helping our channel grow. If you are interested or able to help us out in way of a monthly donation from as little as $1 to any amount you deem fit, check out our Patreon page in the description. This really, really helps our channel to create more videos, better quality videos, and it allows us to get better hardware, better software, plus it allows us to spend more time on creating the videos. Don't forget to subscribe, comment if you have anything to say, show me the love by hitting the like button, and share it with all your friends and enemies. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in next week's show.